Maxon. You've been found guilty on all counts and are now here to be sentenced. Maxon, face the court.
The judge said face the court.
Maxon, your record shows previous arrests on identical charges. Armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, resisting arrest. Maxon, you seem incapable of living in a civilized world. If it's your choice to behave like a savage, I'll put you away with more of your kind. I sentence you to 1 year in the territorial prison at Yuma.
1 year? For what he did? What does he have to do to get what he deserves?
You heard the terms of the sentence, Mr. Ringo.
For 2 whole weeks, I run him down. He's like an animal.
You're out of order. If you persist, I'll have you ejected from this courtroom.
1 year from now, he'll be out starting over, and I have to track him down again.
I'm warning you.
Don't you understand? He's a criminal.
Get out! Get out of this courtroom!
Johnny, you better hurry. There's trouble. Stagecoach has been held up and the guard's dead.
You hear that, Judge? A man's been killed. And we have to go out and find his killer. For what? Been pistol whipped.
The stagecoach was way overdue, so somebody went out looking for it. They found it near Apache Wells. Frank, the guard, was shot, dead. And they brought Blodgett in looking like this.
Blodgett. Blodgett? Can you hear me?
I sent Simpson for Doc Bardell. He's way out at the Geisen place. He probably won't be back till tonight.
Cully, how much was stolen?
Well, according to Ben Haskell over at the bank, $5,000 in currency, gold certificates, all new money.
That means the bills are recorded. We can go over to the bank and get the serial numbers and see if they show up anywhere. If they try to spend that new currency, we'll know about it.
He kept hitting me. And hitting me. Oh, my head.
Joe, this is Ringo. Who hit you?
Never saw him before. The other one called him Junior.
Cully, see if you can find anything in our files on anybody with the first name of Junior. Now, Joe, can you tell me anything else? Try to remember.
I gave him the money. But they hit me with the pistol. Again and again. They kept on hitting me. Ringo.
I'm here, Joe.
You're blurred. I can't seem to see you plain.
Johnny? Junior Cavallo. Wanted in Yuma, Wichita, San Antone. You name it, he's done it.
Joe. This is a poster. Can you see it? Can you tell me who the man is?
Huh?
Good evening. My name's Ringo.
Have you ever seen this man anywhere?
A man came in here once, asked me if I'd seen his glasses anywhere. They were right on the end of his nose.
How close to the end of his nose? Ace, 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 king.
That's only 4. You left one out, mister.
Could you use another face card, maybe?
Yeah, I was younger then. A lot better looking, but not near so smart.
Go ahead. Give me an excuse.
Please, Mr. Ringo, not in here.
Ringo? Johnny Ringo? Is that who you are? I came near getting my head blown off. Let's go, Mr. Ringo. Wherever you're going.
And, Mr. Ringo, it would seem that this wanted poster that you have is an old one. The defendant has already served his time on these charges.
How much time has he served for pistol whipping Joe Blodgett? And for being present at the murder of Frank Kennedy?
Well, now, we haven't exactly established guilt, have we?
Joe Blodgett has already identified Junior Cavallo as being one of the men who held up the stage.
Mr. Blodgett, would you take the stand, please? Mr. Blodgett, did you ever see that man before?
I think so. I saw his picture once, too. On a poster, I think. I remember that. And then...
And what else do you remember?
About what?
About the holdup.
Well, I can't remember very much. My head.
Your Honor, just put everything together piece by piece, what he said in my office. Now, Cavallo is guilty.
Mr. Ringo, the doctor couldn't be present here, but I have his deposition. I'll read you part of it. And in my opinion, the severe nature of Mr. Blodgett's cranial injuries could induce hallucinations and mental aberrations. This condition could make him amenable to suggestion. And under careful questioning, his thinking could easily be steered. I presume your questioning was careful, Mr. Ringo. Or did you suggest things to Blodgett?
Why don't you just come right out? Why don't you come right out and say I put words in his mouth?
That's exactly what I intend to say. Case dismissed for lack of evidence.
You know, someday I hope you find out how it feels to ride hundreds of dirty miles, eating cold food out of tin cans, tracking a man down, and never knowing when a bullet was going to go through your head.
In that case, why don't you resign? Look, Ringo, you do your job and I'll do mine.
Now, Ringo, I guess the judge kind of put you in your place, didn't he?
I could have you arrested for that.
All right, go ahead. I know I'll get a light sentence.
Over the dirt road again to the next town on the circuit. Live out of a suitcase, take abuse, try to fit yourself into a primitive life that ill becomes you. Oh, I'm sorry, Martha, to inflict all this on you.
Where thou goest, I go too. You've had a bad day, Mark, haven't you?
Sometimes I think they're all bad. No matter what decision I render, someone always takes exception to it.
It would have been the same in Philadelphia if you'd presided there.
At least you'd have lived properly back there in comfort. Not follow me around like a faithful squaw.
I can always tell when you're troubled. The lines around your eyes give you away.
Ringo.
Bentley?
What are you doing here at this hour? Some more critical afterthoughts on my decision?
The bank cashier was robbed and stabbed.
When?
We don't know exactly. We just found him. But Cavallo left town about an hour ago.
Cavallo. What do you expect me to do about it?
I just want you to know that if I arrest the robber and bring him to trial, that I didn't put words in the cashier's mouth.
How can I be sure of that?
He's dead.
And you come here just to tell me that?
No. I've already formed a posse. They're waiting for me. But I want you to see firsthand what it's like to start from nowhere, looking for a shadow with a knife in his hand. Bentley, I want to deputize you.
What? Mr. Ringo, my husband is a judge.
Your husband's been sitting on the bench for many years, and he still doesn't know the law's side of justice.
I'll join your party, Ringo.
But, Mark, you can't.
I'll change my clothes.
I'll wait for you downstairs.
Mr. Ringo, if anything happens to my husband, I'll hold you morally responsible.
It's a safe bet, the one we're looking for, headed for the border. Once we get out of town, we'll spread out, but everybody keep in touch. Judge, you stay close to me. Let's go!
All the fool things, Jesse. We was off the hook. What'd you have to kill him for?
Because we needed the money, that's why. That other 5,000 about gone, you know where most of it went.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to split up for a while.
Where you'd be.
I'll be at the hotel. Sometimes the thing that's least hid is best hid.
All right. I'll hide out if things cool off. See you at the hotel?
We're getting near the trees. Let's spread out. He must have backtracked around here somewhere. A couple of you men go over there and look around those rocks. Where's Judge Bentley?
I think it was right here on my left 5 or 10 minutes ago. We must have lost him back there in the brush.
I told him to stay with me. You all wait here. Bentley! Judge Bentley!
Judge Bentley. He's dead.
If anything happens to my husband, I'll hold you morally responsible. Are you satisfied, Mr. Ringo?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bentley. Very sorry.
You've lived with death before. I haven't. It must be easy for you, or any man who lives by the gun.
I'm a sheriff, and a gun is part of my work.
My husband was a judge. His mind was his work. He used his knowledge, but you questioned that knowledge and tried to make him use a gun like you.
If I disagreed with your husband in court, I did it honestly. And Mrs. Bentley, we'll find the man who killed your husband.
Is there anything we can do for you, ma'am?
Mr. Ringo's done enough already. Oh, yes. I have something for you to remember me by. The deputy badge you pinned on my husband.
You must be Sheriff Ringo.
Yes.
My name is George Summers. I'm on the staff of the territorial governor.
I've been expecting you, Mr. Summers, and I know why you're here. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. The governor is quite upset. Judge Bentley was highly regarded.
I'll spare you any embarrassment, Mr. Summers. You want my badge.
Now, don't get your back up, Ringo. But there will be an investigation.
Mr. Summers, I do my job as I see clear. I didn't ask to wear this badge. It was offered to me because of my reputation. And now I'm just doing the best I know how.
Ringo, why not try to see things from our side?
I'm fairly reasonable. But just what is your side?
You have a reputation as a gunfighter, a deadly one. Now, naturally, when you were elected sheriff here, the governor had no right to interfere. But he did regard this experiment with a jaundiced eye.
And now it's really jaundiced, that it?
A territorial judge has been killed, an honest judge and a fine man. Pressure starts mounting when a thing like this happens.
All right, Mr. Summers, put the pressure on. I've already been squeezed about bone dry.
This has hit you pretty hard, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Well, I'll try not to compound it to make it any harder for you. But I've got a job to do.
So do I. Mr. Summers?
Johnny, we're in luck. Serial number on this bill checks out. It's all muddied up like someone tried to change the look of it, though.
That stagecoach robbery.
Huh?
Where'd you get this, Cully?
Over at the saloon. Junior Cavallo bought himself a drink.
He's in town. Where's he staying?
At the hotel. Room 224, I think. Want me to go with you?
No, you check around and see if you can find any more of these. I'll talk to Cavallo myself.
Cavallo! Ringo! Open up!
Hey, Ringo! You're in the wrong room. I'm in here. Get away from that door. It's locked. Where are you? On the floor? Hey, Ringo. I hear tell you're a real fast draw artist. What good's a fast draw gonna do you now? Not there, Ringo. Just a little lower. where my next step's gonna take me. Morty, you're right, Ringo!
You ready to talk now?
Am I that close?
You're that close.
I sure burn a bridge behind old Jesse Walker. And he ain't gonna like a bit when he hears about it. I killed a judge.
Who's Jesse? What was the judge to him?
If you ever catch up with old Jesse, just watch his face drop about 6 feet when he hears I dry gulch Bentley.
Cavallo, who else did you kill? What about Frank Kennedy, the stagecoach guard?
Too late, Ringo. I can't talk anymore. Sure would like to see old Jesse's face.
He will, when they're both dangling from a rope. Johnny, you've been here for 8 hours now. How much longer are you going to stay?
8 days if I have to. You give the night clerk my message?
Yes, Johnny, yes. If anybody comes asking for Junior Cavallo, send him up here, right? What makes you think somebody's going to come?
Oh, it's just a shot in the dark, Cully, but...
You Jesse Walker?
Not if I say I ain't.
Your friend, Junior Cavallo, sent a message. He asked me to tell you that he killed Judge Bentley.
You lying, mister. Cavallo ain't that foolish.
Walker, what was Judge Bentley to you? Tell me.
I ain't talking.
Gully, bring Mrs. Bentley over to my office. She may want to be in on the questioning.
You got no call to treat me this way, Sheriff.
It's only the beginning.
Ringo, that's no way to treat a prisoner.
Prisoner? He's no prisoner. He's just a friend. Now, you tell him. What was Bentley to you? Tell him.
Me and Cavallo gave him money for going easy on us in court. But I didn't want him killed. He was a friendly judge.
How much did you pay him?
Well, nearly all the money from that stage holdup.
Who else paid him?
Well, anybody that got in trouble knew how to get to Bentley the right way.
You tell your governor that I apologize for taking a good, honest judge out of office.
Johnny, Mrs. Bentley left town. She checked out of the hotel.
Now, Ringo, you going to bring her back and tell her the truth about her husband?
Summers, I've had my fair share of the dirty jobs already. Now, if you're going to make me tell her, then you can have my badge. Or you can tell her yourself.
No. My stomach isn't that strong either. I'll think about it.
Tommy?
Ringo, Johnny Ringo, his fears were never shown. The fastest gun in all the West, the quickest ever known. Everywhere he traveled, trouble was all that he found. Face to face with a man set to prove that he could shoot Ringo down. Ringo, Johnny Ringo, his fears were never quickest ever known.
Corley Maxon, you've been found guilty on all counts and are now here to be sentenced. Maxon, face the court.
The judge said face the court.
Maxon, your record shows previous arrests on identical charges. Armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, resisting arrest. Maxon, you seem incapable of living in a civilized world. If it's your choice to behave like a savage, I'll put you away with more of your kind. I sentence you to 1 year in the territorial prison at Yuma.
1 year? For what he did? What does he have to do to get what he deserves?
You heard the terms of the sentence, Mr. Ringo.
For 2 whole weeks, I run him down, and he's like an animal.
You're out of order. If you persist, I'll have you ejected from this courtroom.
1 year from now, he'll be out starting over, and I have to track him down again.
I'm warning you.
Don't you understand? He's a criminal.
Get out! Get out of this courtroom!
Johnny, you better hurry. There's trouble. Stagecoach has been held up and the guard's dead.
You hear that, Judge? A man's been killed. And we have to go out and find his killer. For what? He's been pistol whipped.
The stagecoach was way overdue, so somebody went out looking for it. They found it near Apache Wells. Frank, the guard, was shot, dead. And they brought Blodgett in looking like this.
Blodgett. Blodgett? Can you hear me?
I sent Simpson for Doc Bardell. He's way out at the Geisen place. He probably won't be back till tonight.
Cully, how much was stolen?
Well, according to